Hey, I'm Ryan Lipsey.
And I'm Haley Collier, and we're with Ticor Title.
Awesome, what's up, Haley?
What's up, Ryan?
Today we are talking about common ways of holding title, otherwise known as vesting on the grant deed. So, what's the most common way to hold title?
I mean, most common way, especially being in California, is community property. Well, first starting that is a single woman. You can hold title as Haley Collier, a single woman.
Or Ryan Lipsey, single man.
Yep.
If I were single.
If we were single, I am single, so if I were to buy a house today, mine would be as Haley Collier, a single woman.
Okay, and joint tenancy is one of the most common ways we see when people get married because it assumes the right of survivorship. So if one of the parties passes away, title flows from 50-50 to 100% to the surviving spouse. Yes?
Yes, and so, well, that is community property with rights of survivorship, joint tenancy. So that one is there, and then there's joint tenancy where it just split 50-50, and then there's tenancy in common. So what one is tenancy in common, Ryan?
Tenants in common is where you can have different percentages assigned to the different parties, the tenants, if you will, on the property. So you can have a 10%, a 90%, 80, 20, etc. And you can define those as you go into title and take it as tenants in common. Now, but can you take title as like a corporation or an LLC?
Yeah. So how do you take it as that though?
You just assign it from the transferor, which is typically the seller, and the incoming buyer takes it into as their LLC, whatever LLC you have recorded.
Yeah, and one of the most things that I would really suggest if I were in a real estate field position helping advocate for buyers is what's the best way to hold a property, like the most secured way to hold the property.
We always talk about this, and yes, get a trust. A trust will identify if you want percentages, if you want who you want your heirs to be, who gets what in not only your whole estate, but that property can be divided equally, unequally, or different properties held in the trust given to different offspring, family members, next of kin, etc. You get to write the playbook for when you're no longer there and actively have a voice.
Yeah, and it can also be very protective of you if you are an individual and say you have multiple entities and you have maybe businesses. If you hold properties in a trust, it can also kind of be a shelter for you to protect your property for if anything were to happen to a business or anything were to happen like that.
Yeah.
So it can also help protect your property. So that's really important.
Look, people, it comes up all the time. Vesting, what is it? Okay, great. Now that I know the different ways to hold title or vest in a property, what are the most common? What are the tax ramifications of these things? And we can put you in touch with trust attorneys that can explain the benefits of a trust, any tax shelters, any relief you can get there, and then what you can expect tax-wise or just life-wise in the various forms of holding title. So call us, email us, text us. She was on the title unit, Katie was on the title unit. We can answer these properties and get into the granular with you if you so choose. Hit us up. I'm Ryan.
And I'm Haley.
And we'll talk to you next time.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Bye.